Marth, the blue-haired prince of the Smash Bros. K-pop club with the boyish features so soft that, fun fact, it took me about 4 to 5 years of playing these games to realize he was not a girl. And let's be completely upfront here, if you told me right now that he actually is a girl, I would believe you. But you're not here to hear about my sexually confusing childhood, you're here to get a professional newbie's opinion on the anime protagonist of the Smash Bros. Series. So without further ado, let's talk about how you can master Marth Day One. So with no projectiles to back him up and a heavy emphasis on well-placed sword slashes and also being a Fire Emblem character, Marth really is the quintessential sword fighter. Don't let that fool you though, because when it comes to originality, Marth's playstyle is unlike any sword fighter in this game. Stop that. See, although at a glance Marth seems pretty much identical in playstyle to the rest of the Fire Emblem octuplets, Marth players operate just a bit differently from the rest, thanks to his tipper mechanic, a property that gives the tip of his sword a sweet spot with absolutely stupid high damage and knockback, while leaving the rest of the sword with a sour spot that is fairly below average. And yeah, before you say it, don't even get me started on the limitless amount of just the tip jokes I could be making right now. Believe me, we would be here all fucking day. Anyway, in layman's terms, the tip of the sword is great at taking out opponents' stupid poopy Dumbo baby early, and the base of the sword, despite possessing far less potential for killification, can still be great for attack strings in early game. That said, this is a double-edged sword, pun regretfully intended, in that it can be incredibly difficult to kill if you're an uncoordinated little basement troll who can't seem to land that sweet spot when your opponent reaches kill percentages. In other words, Marth is the definition of high risk, high reward, so if you want even the slightest shot at success with this blue-haired blade ballerina, you'll need to practice a little something called spacing. This refers to your ability to keep yourself just close enough to your opponent to land your mark, but just far away enough to keep Marth's weak-ass noodly body out of harm's way. And with that, let's talk about how exactly you can do that with Marth's attacks. Starting with forward aerial and neutral aerial, which are some bread and butter spacing and edgeguarding attacks capable of keeping that distance like a teacher at a middle school dance. Neutral aerial is great out of shield, forward aerial covers a lot of distance in front of you, use them at your own leisure. For grounded alternatives, however, you have forward tilt, which can get your opponent off your ass in a pinch, or the toe kebabifier, that is down tilt, which can lead pretty reliably into tech chases. You also have Marth's side special, Dancing Blade, which just oozes utility like the love child of Batman and Bob the Builder. This attack can be inputted 4 times, with the latter 3 hits allowing you to input the attack in different directions. For the final hit, you can input forward to launch an opponent outwards, down to chip on some damage to your adversary or their shield, or up to flick them right up into the air like you're frying up a nice steaming plate of baby back bitch, which can set you up to juggle your opponent like a street performer on coke. So I guess just a regular street performer. Anyway, you can also set them up like this with your up tilt or your up throw, which, side note, is Marth's strongest kill throw. And speaking of throws, if you're getting absolutely sick of the concept of solid ground and want to spice things up a bit, you can always toss your opponent off the edge with forward or back throw and get to edge guarding. Once off the stage, Marth's got a couple strong candidates for the most rage-inducing finishing attack award. First off is back aerial, one of his stronger aerials, which also turns you around mid-attack so you can face your opponent head-on as they shout literally every bad word in existence directly at you while plummeting to their demise. And the next, and likely most infuriating aerial of the bunch, is down aerial, which when sweet-spotted can spike your opponent into a new plane of existence in the snap of a sword. Anyway, when edgeguarding, just make sure you practice with your recovery, which is Marth's up special, Dolphin Slash. Not only can it get you back on the stage, but it also has the potential to stage spike, and it can be a fantastic out-of-shield punish thanks to some juicy intangibility frames. Alternatively though, if you just want to get things over with quick and put these poor suckers out of their misery, you can always just opt for the smash attacks, with forward smash swinging in an arc that covers mundo distance, down smash big time amputating the legs of anybody who passes behind or in front of him, and up smash thrusting his sword straight up skewer style to butthole prod any above head enemies into the great beyond. Just make sure with these attacks that you've got your spacing down, cause missing them can lead to some heavy punishes. And while we're on the subject of punishes, don't you just hate when your opponent has, you know, a shield? Well, if you can predict when they might try to shield an attack of yours, you can always use your neutral special, which is literally called Shield Breaker, to pop that sucker like a big fat wad of Big League Chew. Once again though, try not to whiff it. Not only are you gonna get punished real bad for that one, but also it's just kind of embarrassing to miss a shot that you called that hard. And just when you thought we were done with the bullshittery, we're only getting started, because lest you forget, Marth is a sword fighter, meaning that if you are in fact an incompetent imp, as I suspect that you are, eventually you're gonna miss a shot or two, which will require you to implement Plan B, otherwise known by many sword fighter mains as Plan A, the counter. And most of you guys know the drill with this one. If Marth gets hit, he retaliates with the same force multiplied at 1.2 times power, it can punish some obvious incoming big hits, it can prevent somebody's recovery, blah blah blah. And as I always point out, I'm not saying you should spam it, moves do stale in this game, but like it is always fun to see just how annoyed a person can get when you hit them with the 8th consecutive counter in a row. Mind games are always your friend, my fellow gamers, and with that, you know everything you need to take on the town with Marth. So go out there, train hard, troll harder, and remember that after all all of that, if you still can't score a win, you can always just say you were a Lucina main the whole time, switch to her, and blame all of your losses on the tipper mechanic. Until next time.